So today, I wanted to do another light Pilates workout. This will be great for just, giving your body a little break in between all your work. I know I need this little break. I just got done studying about 3 hours of physics, so I'm excited. Hopefully everyone else is too. We're gonna go ahead and get started here. You can either be on a mat, be on the ground, just have a flat surface where you have enough room. Also, I have my Halloween socks on to get festive. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with just a little warm up, just to start getting our body ready for what we're about to do. And it's a little calming workout, so we're gonna start with a child's pose. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start on the ground. You can have your feet underneath your legs, and we're just gonna slowly crawl forward. And while we're in our child's pose, we want to make sure that we're listening to our breathing and just concentrate on going as deep as you can, and we exhale going out with all our air. We'll go in and out. And just keep listening to your breath. Awesome. Now we're going to slowly crawl up, and we're going to go into all fours. So make sure that your hands are under your shoulders, shoulder width apart, knees are directly under your hips. What we're going to do is we're going to do some cat-cows. When we breathe in, we're going to go breathe in and extend your tailbone up. And then when we breathe out, we're going to bring our belly button to our spine. So we're going to go up. So breathe in, go into cat, and breathe out and go into cow. We'll just do this a few times. And really concentrate on your breathing. Awesome. We'll do one more. All right. We're gonna go from this position, and we're just gonna bend our feet up into downward dog. So we're lifting our tailbone all the way. Our hands are still out in front of us. And while we're in downward dog, we're just gonna move our feet up and down so we get that stretch in the calves. And go as slow or fast as you want to, but just try and get your heels to touch your mat or the ground. Just go back and forth. Just make sure you're staying stable. All right. Now we're gonna walk our feet up to in between where our hands are. So we'll go slow. And from here, we're just gonna slowly lift our upper body. And you can feel that vertebrae by vertebrae. And now we're gonna go back down with our upper body. We're just gonna hang here, kind of like a rag doll. So we're just hanging. You can kind of swing if you want, side to side. We're just getting those shoulders and everything loosened up. And if you want to try and go farther down, you can, but just be wherever it's comfortable. All right, and for our last little introduction warm-up, we're gonna slowly bring our upper body up, and we're gonna bring our hands above us, and we're just gonna reach for the sky. And try and keep your torso straight, your chest up, and we're slowly gonna bend to one side. And feel that stretch in your side. Then slowly come back to center. Do a few breaths here. Keep trying to reach up, and then go to your other side. And back to center. We'll do that one more time, and then we'll get started with our rounds. We'll be doing 2 rounds. Each has 5 exercises. Stretch your arms. And we'll repeat each round twice. To the other side. All right, we can bring our hands back down. And we'll be starting back on all fours on the ground. So remember before, have your hands shoulder width apart, knees underneath your hips, and we'll be doing bird dogs. So you can either do it individually, so raise one hand, raise opposite leg, or do it simultaneously. And we'll do it like that. So we'll do 1 minute starting now. You remember you can either raise both at once or individual. So we'll raise one hand and the opposite leg. And make sure while you're doing this, you're keeping your core tight. If you're a little wobbly, just take it slow and lift one hand and one leg at a time. Just make sure you're keeping stable. And you can raise your hand or legs as far up as you want, or as low as you want. Awesome. All right, we're gonna move on to our back, and we're gonna do some leg curls. So what we're gonna do, make sure your back is touching the floor and that there's no space. And what we're gonna do is we're having our knees bent and we're slowly sliding them forward. And then we're slowly sliding them back to our little triangle that we made. If you want to make this harder, you can just hover above the ground and go back and forth. But you just want to try and do it as slow as possible. So you can either slide your feet on the ground or hover. Just make sure your back stays touching the ground. Awesome. Keep it up. And keep extending. All right. We're gonna stay on the ground for this next exercise, but we're gonna bend our knees now and make a little table. And what we're just gonna do is we're gonna look up to the sky and we're just gonna straighten our legs up. And then we'll bring them back to tabletop. So just extend your legs. And this is just kind of like a little stretch for your legs in the middle of the day. Not too hard. And just try and go as slow as possible so you feel all your muscles working. Awesome. And try and keep your legs as perpendicular, so they're like a table when you bring them back. And your back is flat on the ground. Keep going. All right. We're still on the ground for this next exercise, but we're kind of doing a play on bicycles. So we're extending one foot and curling the other leg towards us and grabbing it with our upper body and squeezing. Then we'll switch to the other leg and squeeze. And really focus on squeezing your knee to your chest. And just go back and forth. Really feel that squeeze. And go as slow as you want. back and forth. And just make sure again, you're listening to your breathing, going slow, slow and steady, making this workout count. Awesome. For the last part of this round, we're going to be doing some side knee planks. So have your body in a line. Your knees, your legs are both above each other. What we're going to do is you can either extend your arm all the way and lifting your hips off the ground, or you're staying on your elbow and lifting your hips. So we're doing a side knee plank. And we'll be doing this 30 seconds on this side, and then another 30 seconds on the other. So just a few more seconds on this side. Keep going. You can raise your arm in the air if you want. Keep it on the ground for support. Just make sure you're trying to keep your chest upright. We're gonna switch really quick to the other side. Make sure your legs are aligned on top of each other and lift your hips. We'll be doing this for another 30 seconds. And hold, really try and feel that squeeze. Awesome job. You can either have your hands up in the air. Just make sure your hips are off the ground. Awesome. All right. We're having a quick little break, taking a little breather. We're gonna start our second round and repeat the exercises that we just did. So we were gonna start with bird dog. So go back to tabletop, hands underneath your shoulders, legs and shoulder width apart too. And we're gonna start either raising opposite leg, opposite hand at the same time, or one at a time. And we're going back and forth. Keep it slow and steady. Listen to your breathing. And just 30 more seconds of this. Awesome job. After this, we'll be moving into our leg curls, so get ready to move on to your back. All right. We're gonna lay flat on our backs. Make sure that when you're doing the exercises, you're not lifting your back up. So we're gonna start with our legs in a little triangle on the ground, and we're slowly extending them. Then we're bringing them back. Remember, you can either hover and do this, or keep your feet on the ground. Awesome. Make sure your back is touching the ground, it's not lifted up. We're sliding our legs. Really feel it in your core. All right, just a few more. Almost done. All right. Next one, we're having our legs in a little table and we're extending them up. So we're just doing those stretches again, having them go straight into the air. Awesome. This is like a mini break in between all those exercises. And just go slow. Just listen to your breathing during this. Breathe in as deep as you can and exhale as much as you can. Awesome. All right. And we're about to move into our leg extensions where we're holding it to our chest and squeezing as tight as we can. So we're gonna extend both of our legs on the ground and we're bringing one leg to our chest and squeezing. Then we'll extend it and bring our opposite leg to our chest and squeeze. You can go back and forth as fast as you'd like. Just really make sure you're feeling that squeeze. Keep it up. It's like you're bringing your knee to your head almost. And we'll be going into our side knee planks after this. All right, so pick a side to start on. Make sure that both your legs are over each other. You can either use your full arm to support your body or just use your elbow. And we're doing a side plank. Our hips are lifted off of the mat and we're holding it here for 30 seconds. So just another few seconds here and then we'll switch to the other side. Awesome, so switch. And just make sure when you're switching that your legs are still on top of each other and that your hip is above the ground. Awesome job. Just keep your core tight. Almost there. All right. For our next round, we'll be doing 3 exercises, so it'll be a little shorter. We'll stay on whichever side that you left off for your leg or your side planks, and we're just gonna raise our leg. So we're still using our arm for support, but we're raising your leg. And we'll do this for just a couple more seconds, and then we'll switch to our other side. Awesome. Make sure your chest is just up, you're not slumping over. And we'll go ahead and switch to the other leg. And just remember to keep your chest up and only raise your leg. So you're bringing your foot to the air. Try and keep your leg as straight as possible. We're not bending the knee. Awesome. Just 5 more seconds. Almost there. All right. Next, we're going back to a tabletop, but what we'll be doing is we'll be lifting our leg kind of backwards 90 degrees. So we're just kicking backwards. So we'll do this for 30 seconds on one side, or one leg. And then we'll do 30 seconds the other leg. So you're gonna feel that burn. Just make sure when you're doing this, your hands are still directly under your shoulders. Keep it up. Make sure it's a solid. All right, other leg. So we're kicking up with the other leg now. And go as slow as you'd like. Really try and feel it in your glutes and then your hamstrings. Awesome job. Just 10 more seconds, almost there. And next we're gonna be going into some glute bridges. So we'll be back on our back. All right. So, this time, what's important is you want to make sure that your feet aren't too far in front of you, like this, or too close like this. So you want to find that good position. And what we're going to be doing is just raising our pelvis to the air. And we're going to try and squeeze your glutes. And we'll be doing this for 1 minute. So raise your butt to the air, squeeze, and then lower it. Raise it to the air and squeeze, lower. If you need to reposition your feet at all, definitely do that. It'll help you feel that movement better. Back up. Raise and squeeze, lower. Almost there. We're gonna jump straight back into our side kicks after this. So, not much of a break in between. And lower. So you can go at your own pace. Just make sure when you're raising your pelvis, you're squeezing your glutes. Awesome. All right. Back to choosing one side to lay on. Both of our legs are stacked on top of each other, and we are just raising the leg. So we'll be doing this for 30 seconds, and then we'll switch to the other side. And this is our last round, so just power through. We'll do a quick cool down. Awesome job. So just 15 more seconds on this side. Keep going, almost there. Make sure you're not laying on the ground, you're lifting the leg. And we'll switch to the other side now. All right. Last 30 seconds for this exercise. So push yourselves. Go as fast or as slow as you'd like always. And if you ever need to stop and have a drink of water, definitely do that. Raise. I know I'm definitely feeling it in my legs right now. Awesome. All right, we're going back to our tabletop. And we'll be kicking our legs backwards. So like 90 degrees backwards. We're doing this for 30 seconds, each leg. So really try and go as slow as you can to try and keep your form. And bring it back down. So if you want to breathe in when you're going up and out, you're going to bring it back down. All right, now switch legs. Get it even on both sides. Last 30 seconds for this exercise. And then we're going to move into glute bridges. All right, just another 5 seconds. Push, push. All right, we're gonna come back to the ground. Remember to try and figure out what feels good for your feet. So if having them farther away feels good, closer together, whatever makes it so when you lift your pelvis, you can squeeze your butt and feel it in your muscles. So we're lifting and squeezing. Keep going. Last minute, and now we're going to move into our cool down. So lift and squeeze. Awesome. Just a couple more seconds, we're almost there. Remember to breathe. Keep it up. Few more. Awesome. So for our cool down, we're going to go ahead and start in a seated position. We'll have our legs out in front of us. We'll have our hands in front of us, and we're just going to lean forward. Stay here for a few seconds. And then lift your upper body back up. Lean back forward. And then lift yourself up again. Just do this 2 more times. And then we'll go back into cat-cow like we did in our warm-up. So just 1 more time. Awesome. So for cat-cow, remember we're going tabletop again. And we'll have it so where breathe in, it's cat, breathe out, it's cow. So breathe in, and breathe out, and go into cow. With cow, you're lifting your belly button towards your spine. So you're really lifting your spine towards the air, everything's towards the air. And then we're sinking back in for cat. Breathe out. Breathe in to cat. We'll go into cow 1 more time. All right, from here, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna extend our legs backwards, and we're doing a little ab stretch. So we're raising our chest to the air and looking upwards. Really try and feel this stretch in your abs. Breathe in a few moments. All right, from here, what we're just gonna do is we're gonna tuck our legs backwards and we're gonna go into a child's pose to end it off. So while you're in child's pose, just really focus on your breathing, going as deep as possible with your inhale, and then pushing it all out with your exhale. Try and listen to your breath. And you can either slowly come up and go back to your day, or you can try and stay in child's pose as long as you'd like, but it's definitely a good way to kind of calm yourself down in child's pose. And this workout definitely, it was a little sweaty, but your workouts all don't have to be sweaty. Sometimes steady and slow is best. So I hope you all enjoyed my light Pilates. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Hopefully it's a lot more productive. This woke you up a little. But I hope you all have a safe Halloween. Tune into the other wellness breaks. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day.